So, to answer your question prior, how I wound up in here. Well, of course, I was doing my dirt on the street, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? It was bound to happen, you know what I mean? But as far as, who put me here, you know what I mean? I know it's rumors out there. Some people know, a lot of people don't know about, the PI, Lady Peaches, you know what I'm saying? Which I didn't know she was a PI at the time. And also Officer Book, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Fit Asian from New York. So let me take it back, you know what I mean, far as I can remember. So I first met the girl Peaches, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna call her PI because I don't know about that. I first met Peaches on the block, you know what I mean? Like I said prior, I left New York because New York, shit was getting hot out there, you know what I mean? Plus I wanted to change the scenery, so since I was already rocking with Duke, you know what I mean? Gave me the red carpet to move to Dallas, so I'm in Dallas. I'm about maybe living in Dallas about a year. So I'm on the block and shit, getting money. So this particular day, it was me, Duke, SD, few other homies, you know what I mean, that came up with me from New York. Few other homies that was already in Dallas, that's from Dallas. We chilling on the block and shit. The girl Peaches walk up. So SD like, oh shit, da-da-da-da, yo, what's up, boo? So, they hugged each other because they went to school together. So, SD sparking the conversation, you know what I mean, talking to his friend that he went to school with, Peaches or whatever. I'm over in the cut looking like, damn, as a fine motherfucker, you know what I mean, body banging, you know what I'm saying? Duke knew her too, Duke spoke to her, he said, what's up? You know what I mean? And, the whole time I'm just looking, undressing her with my eyes, I'm looking at the titties, the thighs, the ab, like, damn, bitch kinda bad, you know what I'm saying? Which I kinda, like, I think, 'cause I heard the name Peaches, I just never met her, you know what I mean? So, I seen her and, we kept locking eyes, like every time I would look over to where her and SD was at, she'd be lock eyes with me. Then, like she'd look over at me, I look over at her like, flirting but not saying nothing. So I guess after her and the homie finished up their conversation, she walked into a car, which was past me, and she looked at me and said, she said, have a nice day. I said, you too. And then, I ain't see her probably maybe like 2 or 3 weeks, maybe like a month after that. And I kept hearing about her because I know she was dating the homie Booster. He was dealing with her. You know what I mean? I seen him post a picture with her, though they was somewhere out on social media, and I'm like, oh, that's the. And then when I ran into him, I was like, well, that's your lady. And then, he was like, nah, that's just my friend. We be having fun, all that. Alright, cool. So, I wanted to her again, you know what I mean? Because it was like after that, like it was like maybe like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I ain't went into her. And then I just kept running into her everywhere, whether I was at a club, whether I was at, a barbecue, whatever, she would always pop up. Which I later found out is because I was posting on social media, how you go on your IG and you take a picture, and, you know what I mean? So that's another Jew for my youngins out there in the streets and never post your location. But anyway, she kept popping up where I was at. You know what I'm saying? So, one day, she pops up on, pops up on me. We spark a conversation. So we talking, you know what I'm saying? She laughing, you know what I mean? I told her where I was from, you know what I mean? And I'm in Dallas now. She told me where she was from, where she grew up at. So, the midst of her talking, she was like, well, we might as well go get a drink or something. I'm like, well, I don't drink, but, we can go, you know what I mean? So we went to a bar, drinking, you know what I mean? Talking and shit, laughing, getting to know each other more. so when we leave in the bar, she said, yo, get in your car, follow me. You know what I mean? I'm like, cause she was like, you ain't ready to go home or nothing. Like, you ain't got nothing else to do tonight, do you? I'm like, nah, I'm chilling, what's up? So she like, alright, get in your car, follow me. So, get in the car and shit. I had the fly shit, I had the black Maserati shit, I had a black Maserati. She had like a fucking, like a BM, but one of the fast joints, you know what I mean? Her shit was, fucking navy blue, my shit was black. So, now I'm following her, we get on the highway. But while I'm following her on the highway, she calls me on the cell phone. Cause I gave her my number and shit, of course. Prior to us talking. But she calls me on the cell phone while I'm following her on the highway. She like, yo, then you can fuck with me, like, far as, races. She wanted to race, and cause it's late at night. It's like fucking going on motherfucking like midnight, maybe one in the morning. The highway's damn near clear, ain't nobody on the highway, you know what I mean? So I'm like, alright, fuck it. So, we racing this shit, you know what I'm saying? I blow past her, she catch up. She blow past me, I catch up, so we racing. So finally we get off at the exit where she told me to get off at. So we pull into this block of shit neighborhood, park up the cars, and then, I'm following her. So I'm, this mother, this is this obviously her place, cause, she got the keys and shit. She takes the keys out. I follow her, go in the house. She takes her shoes off at the door. I took my shoes off at the door because she said she don't want, she don't let people walk on her carpet and shit, which is cool. Fly apartment. So, she told me I could have a seat, get comfortable. So I sit on the couch, getting in the living room, look nice and shit, candles and shit, I could tell she's into the, what's that shit where they burn the sage where they, the spirits and shit, you know what I mean? If you ever watch like Sliding at a TV and shit, they teach you about the African spirits, but with the sage, I could tell she, does that. Alright, cool. So I'm sitting in the living room, and she ain't got no TV in the living room or nothing, so I'm on my phone. I'm on my phone just texting, killing time. While she's, upstairs, and I can hear the shower running, so I ain't thinking nothing of it. So I'm texting on my phone. Eventually she comes downstairs, you know what I mean? With a robe on, short robe. Silk robe, short. We can see the curves, and I'm like, damn. You know what I mean? So, she's giving me that look that she gave me, when she first saw me on the block, you know what I mean? Because, nigga be looking right, I made sure I made sure this particular summer, I hit the motherfucking gym more. I was in the park more doing pull-ups, and my body was looking right, you know what I mean? So, she's staring at me, she opens the robe. Drops the roll, butt ass nigga, my nigga. We get it in right there. Get it in. Take a break, talk. Then we get it in some more. We wind up upstairs at her bedroom, getting it in. So after we getting in, watching TV, cause she got a TV in her room. We watch the TV till we both fall asleep. Next day, get up, go on about our day. So after that, we dealing with each other, fucking around, having sex, you know what I mean? Doing all that shit, right? Having sex. I'm fucking around with her, you know what I mean? And, I'm fucking around with 88 too, but me and 88 shit is more like, you do your thing, I do my thing. I call you when I'm horny, if I'm free, I come do. You know what I mean? And vice versa, if you busy, then I'm, you know what I mean? So, but she told me, like, because she had a little beef at the time with her, because they later on squashed it. But they had beef at the time. She was like, yo, watch that shit crazy. So I'm like, those be the ones with the best pussy, you know what I mean? The crazy ones, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, so me and, Peaches be fucking around. And like, I heard the rumor, you know what I mean, that she was a PI and shit, but I ain't think nothing of it, because not only she was, rocking with Booster, and you know what I mean, and she, got with 88's baby daddy, because that's how the beef started between them, because she, got with 88's baby daddy. But then, I got with her, so I'm like, nah, this can't be no easier, because, niggas is, doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? Plus, she got with a homie who I later on met, my nigga Street like that, out of Memphis, another big time player. She got with him, so I'm like, nah, she ain't no PI, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so me and her, we fucking around. fucking around, you know what I mean, fucking around. So one day she calls me, and she calls me, and I call her, we talk. So after she called me later on that day, I pull up to her house, right? Call to tell her to come downstairs, but I noticed there was a fucking what's his name? A Dodge Charger parked in her driveway. So she comes downstairs. I'm like, yo, who caused that? She's like, that's my friend. You know what I mean? That's my friend's car. I'm like, where? I'm like, where he at? She said, oh, he's watching TV. Now, knowing her house, because I've been fucking with her for the longest, I know her TV's in her bedroom. Because she ain't got no TV in the living room. Her TV's in the bedroom. So I'm like, yo. I said, so you got a nigga in your room? And she had a funny look. I said, yo. I said, I'm going to go around the corner. I'm going to the store. I'm going to get something. I said, when I come back, that nigga better be gone. Mind you, I had, two of my homies with me from New York. Trained to go, so nigga wanted to get stupid. You know what I mean? We could send him to that motherfucking Tupac concert. Easy, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I get in the car. I stop, I skirt off. You know what I mean? Go to the store, get my juice. Some chips or something. When I pull back up to her house, car was gone. So, I get out the car. Me and her talking. Stop like, yo, what was that about? She was like, why does it matter? You don't want me, you don't love me, you don't treat me right. I'm like, well, I don't treat you right. What are you talking about? She was like, you don't love me, She said, if you love me, why you don't marry me? And I'm like, marry you? So she getting loud and she all in my face, so, we started arguing. And, she swung, I'm blocking. I'm blocking. Because I don't want to hit her. So, but I noticed, the neighbors was kind of getting nosy and shit, so I grabbed her. You know what I mean? I grabbed her. My boy stayed in the car. So I grabbed her, carried her back in the house. We argued. Oh, you see, mad, like, oh, you don't love me. You fucking with all these bitches with you. You can't just be with me and you want to, tell me who to have in my house and, arguing. We wound up fucking right there. Boom, that makeup sex be the best. So boom, have sex. Like I said, I had my two homies in the car, so I couldn't, really stay long, so we did a little quickie. And, I got in the car, left with my two homies. So cool, everything's normal, whatever. She calls me out the blue. She's like, yo, she said, I have a friend that want to buy something, you know what I mean? They want to cop something for me. I'm like, what? Cop something? I said, what are you doing? I said, boo. I said, you don't need to get in this game. Like, this ain't for you. I was like, go be a model or something. Like, go, And she was like, models, you like, I'm too old to be a model. I was like, well, go be an actress. Like, do something else. Don't do this. You know what I mean? Like, you could be an actress or something. Because if you look at Tyler Perry's TV show, Sister or whatever, they got, women that shaped like you around your age. Do that. Don't get in this game. Like, so anyway, I hung up the phone, and she just kept calling me. I ignored her for the whole day. So maybe like another day went by. She calls me again, calling me. So I said, fuck it. I'm like, yo, she was, she told me come see her. I said, matter of fact, I said no. She kept calling me to eventually, I said, fuck it, let me go over there. I went over there, and she was like, yo, they want to cop something, they said they'd bring me on some of the bread too, you know what I mean? I could use the extra money. Mind you, the block was slow this day, so I'm like, alright, fuck it, let's see what they talking about. I get in the crib. There's, the dude, I met him before. I met him with SD, some dude named Big Reed, so I knew him. I'm like, what up, player? What up? We shook hands and shit. You know what I mean? So I knew Big Reed, you know what I mean, through SD. And then she knew him too, you know what I mean, because, it's Dallas shit. But it was some dude, other dude sitting in the back. I know him. So, Big Reed gets up, he like, yeah, my homie, he trying to cop one, you know what I mean? That's like, that's one brick, one bird. So I'm like, alright, cool. I'm like, how much you got? Reed gave me a number. I said, you ain't got enough. So that's when the dude come from the back, he like, yo, I got money, so I'm pulling out all this money, right? You know what I mean? So I'm like, alright. I'm like, the block was slopping. Like, alright, fucking give me that. I took the money, you know. I was like, where you from, homie? He said, New York. I said, yeah. I said, what's your name? He said, Book. He said, his name is Book. I'm like, alright. I was like, where you from? He said the Bronx. So I'm like, alright. And so I'm asking him about 7 people in the Bronx. He don't know them. And, in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, so you're from the Bronx, but you don't know this person. I'm like, alright, cool, but he seemed like a corny nigga, like, he seemed like real corny. So I ain't think nothing of it. Alright, cool, so, I take the money from him. I say, yo, I'm gonna go get that. You wait here. I told Reed, you come with me. Cause I'm familiar with Reed, but I don't know this Buck nigga. I'm like, nah, you wait here. Reed, you come with me. So we get in the car. I go, I have a stash house not too far from how I never told her that I got, So I park up the block. And then I go up the block turn, cause I ain't even I ain't want Reed to know where my shit was neither, you know what I mean? So, go, get the bird, come back, go back to Peach's house, boom. I give him the work. So I'm outside while they inside, you know what I mean? Some kids, they throwing the football around, so I'm throwing the football with the kids and shit, playing with the kids. Peaches come outside, she's like, yo, they wanna see you. So I go in. They got the shit busted open. They done opened the work. I'm like, what? I'm like, damn. I'm like, yo, something ain't right. These niggas ain't right, yo. I'm like, these niggas ain't right. So they like, yo. So the Buck nigga, he like, yo, where can I get more? I'm like, go through him. I'm like, holla at Reed, go through him, and he'll get to me. He'll call me. And he was like, is this good? And I'm like, yeah, is it? And I'm like, I was like, yeah, it's good. I'll be using it. Cause I'm thinking of a defense now. I'm like, I'll use it. So, it was like, alright, so I left. And the whole time, I'm like, damn, niggas ain't right. Something ain't right about them niggas, you know what I mean? Cause so I called up Duke. And I'm talking to Duke, I'm like, yo, Duke. No, yeah, I called up Duke, I'm like, yo, Duke, man, I think I made a direct sale to an undercover or something. He like, what? He's like, why you say that? I was like, cuz, yo, something about this nigga that I told him Reed and Peaches was there. But I was like, it's something about this other nigga, cuz I was like, yo, I charged him way too much. So he was like, maybe, maybe you just paranoid, but, he was like, you sure? I was like, yeah, I got a feeling. So anyway, he told me, well, no, don't worry about it, cuz, he was like, I know Reed, I know Peaches, so they should be alright. So anyway, during that time, I met another young lady online. This other chick cool, and I met her. It's shit cool, and she does YouTube. I met her online. We've been talking DMs and shit. So I figured I'd go to Atlanta and see her. And that's another interesting story, So I went to Atlanta to meet her, but I ain't gonna get into too much details about the cool shit. I'm gonna say that later on. But I went to Atlanta to see Cool and met up with her. Cause the funny thing about the Cool it is, the moment she took that picture with them shoes, those were my shoes. That's what a lot of people don't know, those are my shoes. So, when I left her crib and shit, she was like, yeah, nigga, you rushing so hard. So, to get to another bitch, you left your shoes. So those are my shoes that So anyway, I went to Atlanta and chill with her for a minute. When I came back to Dallas and hit the block, motherfucking SDA by coming to me like, yo, what the fuck did you do? Did you sell to an undercover zone? I'm like, nah, why? He was like, yo, mad police is looking for you. I'm like, world, so they, So I'm like, alright. So I got low. I called Queen 88. I'm like, yo, 88, give me your call. You take my shit. We need to switch cars. Cause then I was like, I gotta get low. Police looking for me. Alright, so get over 88 with switch cars. I'm riding around in her shit while she got my shit. I leave town, I drive back to Atlanta and shit, lay low for a little bit. But, doing my thing in Atlanta, but, I'm like, damn. So I really wanted to know what was going on, so I drive back to Dallas. But, shit was too hot, so I booked the ticket trying to go back to New York. So I get on the plane, land in JFK now. I get, as I'm coming to arrivals, I wanted to make a phone call, but I didn't want to use my cell phone, so I'm like, damn, let me use the payphone and shit. So before I could get to the payphone, my nigga, because I didn't want to use my cell phone, before I can get to the payphone, my nigga, cop grabbed me by the arm and said, don't move, Tony, freeze. And I looked, it was the book nigga. I'm like, oh shit. They arrested me right there, you know what I mean? So then, they locked me up and shit, you know what I'm saying? Take me to the judge, you know what I mean? So the judge, you know, he reading the charges or whatever. So he like, yo, he's like, boom. He's like, fuck it, $1 million bail, boom. So I'm like, fuck, you know what I mean? You know, but I wasn't really worried about it because, you know, I knew Yayo, you know, from Southside, so I knew Yayo, 50, all them niggas personally. So I call up Yayo, I'm like, yo, Yayo, I got $1 million bail. He's like, yo, don't worry about it, you know what I'm saying? I'ma holler at Fifth. Boom, so I'm sitting in jail. You know, about 4 days, 3 days, they come up with the money. So it was crazy when I'm at the bail hearing the shit. The judge is like, who's Curtis Jackson? He was like, who's Curtis Jackson? And my lawyer was like, nah, don't worry about it. You know, the money's good. So I was out on bail, but then it was like, yo, man, it was like you could either cop out or go to trial. You know, I could have copped out. I went to trial, and I blew. You know what I mean? And what was crazy, the whole time I'm in court, the book nigga, who turned out to be a motherfucking cop officer book, he was there, you know, with his badge on. And so was Peaches. She was a PI, and, you know, that shit fucked me up, man. That's why I'm here now with all this fucking time, but I'm trying to do an appeal. Definitely holding my head, man, you know what I mean? One thing my father always said, man, you know what I mean, when you do gangster shit, you gotta be a gangster all the way through, so, you know, I'ma thug this shit till my casket drop, you know what I mean? But it's all good.